Today, with the global development trend, English proficiency is increasingly demand. Pursuing that trend, the majority of parents do not hesitate to invest for their children to learn English. Therefore, the number of English language centers and remedial English classes in Vietnam is increasing sharply, creating more choices for parents and students on the occasion of summer holidays.
The similarities of children around the world is a sense of surprise, a sense of adventure, a sense of mystery, learning so much so quickly. The differences are that the expectations that are put on children, I think, are higher in Vietnam, but the love of the children and allowing them to explore, I think, is more here than in the US.
Khi các em tiếp cận với ngôn ngữ từ rất sớm như vậy thì những cái kiến thức nó sẽ hằn sâu trong tâm trí và nó sẽ có thể nhớ được lâu hơn. Chúng ta sẽ phải có những cái phương pháp phù hợp với những cái chủ đề của trẻ em, với những cái cách nói chuyện phải cũng giống của trẻ em chẳng hạn. Đấy, thì đấy là những cái đặc điểm và những chủ đề thì cũng cần phải dễ tiếp cận, đấy, dễ hiểu.
Large quantities leads to high competition. English learning spaces are enriched with many improvements in teaching methods. In today's program, we are visiting a tiny space but full of energy and children's excitement at the English Center 53 Phan Bội Châu. Here, the modern and creative methods of learning English using technology are applied flexibly, helping students to easily connect with the world. This is one of the innovative approaches being implemented in centers, schools, English teaching models across the country.
Hello everyone, welcome to Sang Vietnam on VTC10 Net Viet. So every summertime comes, the parent would be very concerned of the selection of choices of English classes for their kids. And we're here today with a Filipino teacher, and she will share with us about some of the creative initiatives in teaching English for kids. Let's welcome her in our talk today. Thank you, Eileen, for joining Sharing Vietnam. First of all, we know that you are currently a teacher at an English center in Hanoi. Could you share with us your life here and how is it working as an English teacher in Hanoi?
Mm-hmm. Well, my life here in Vietnam has been so amazing so far. It's very exciting. So I'm here in Vietnam to teach English. I've been teaching here for almost 3 years now. I teach all kinds of students, so not just Vietnamese, but also some foreign students from other countries. Oh, the group ages that I had experience teaching with it ranges from 3 years old until I think the oldest student I have is about 30 years old. So different levels of students.
So what are your overall assessment about the methods of teaching English for kids here in Hanoi schools and English centers?
I think for me it's very impressive. It's amazing how they make different kinds of techniques and different methods to teach English to different ages of students. So they don't just use the traditional method, they also incorporate some modern techniques to help students learn English. So I believe that Vietnam is actually one of the countries in Asia that has a modern method of teaching. Not just English, but with other subjects as well. I learned a lot from teaching here in Vietnam, like incorporating modern techniques with traditional techniques. So it's like incorporating your ordinary papers and ordinary books and pencils with technology, with internet, with PowerPoint presentation, with Skype. So you can come up with a very interesting lesson for the kids.
How different should the English teaching methods be for kids at the different age groups?
Because different age group, they have different levels. So I believe that it should vary with different levels of students.
Like for example?
Like for example, for ages 7 and 8, these kids may have same ages, but they don't have the same levels of skill in English. So some students may be more advanced than the others. So if that's the case, the teacher should create this technique that fit for the whole class, not just for the advanced students, but also for the beginner students. I see.
This is one of the Ailen's classes with her student aged 6 to 8 at English Center 53 Phan Bội Châu, Hanoi. Students were chatting via Skype with Flynn, a boy from the US, and Alex, their former teacher 1 year ago from the UK. Children show great enthusiasm and confidence when communicate and exchange with international friends. Geographical distance and cultural barriers are lifted.
Em thấy rất vui và rất thích. Cảm giác của em khi được học những bài tiếng Anh với công nghệ, em rất thích thú.
Technology is an integral part of social development. Now, technology plays the part in teaching and learning, designed flexibly for each student's age group.
Đặc biệt là Sway dùng với các em nhỏ thì rất là tiện và rất là thú vị, và nó cũng rất là dễ sử dụng. Hơn nữa thì tôi cũng có tích hợp việc kết nối với các giáo viên nước ngoài cũng như là các em nhỏ nước ngoài qua việc sử dụng tính năng Skype của Microsoft. Soạn những bài giảng trên PowerPoint với nhiều tính năng để làm cho bài giảng nó phong phú hơn. Còn khi mà các em lên độ tuổi đến cấp 2 thì chúng tôi dự định là sẽ dạy chính các em tự sử dụng công nghệ và tự tạo những cái bài thuyết trình cho riêng mình. Cùng là việc thuyết trình thì các em học sinh bây giờ có thể ứng dụng được công nghệ được tốt hơn. Nếu như ở trên lớp thì cô dạy các em thuyết trình, các em đứng nói. Nhưng khi mà mình có tích hợp công nghệ, mình có thể ghi lại những bài thuyết trình đó và để về sau có thể có những cái bảng so sánh về cái việc là các em có tiến bộ hay không.
Besides interacting with technology to enhance critical and visual thinking, activities related to physical movement and talents such as singing, dancing are also applied.
One little finger, one little finger, one little finger, chop, chop, chop. Put a finger up, put a finger out, put it on the can.
These are creative approaches being implemented in many other teaching models in Vietnam, both in urban and rural areas.
For some of the children, it is their first time to be able to talk, to meet and to greet and to even to shake hands with somebody that wasn't from Vietnam. Chance to interview and ask questions directly, anything they wanted to do, anything they wanted to ask to the international volunteers. They also took part in some creative drawing as a group. To do group work, I think, is very important. Something that's often missing in a normal classroom. To draw and to present and to show.
We can paint with bubbles, or we can do yoga. But what's the point? We're not creating artists or yogis. We're trying to develop a child. I've seen it when children are exposed at a young age, they have a more natural, more flexible language, and they can think in the language. They're not just matching up the right response, they're thinking in the language. And that's really what this generation has to do. The last generation did well. They learned a second language. This generation is going to have to use it in business to do business with the world.
If in the past, Vietnamese students were often described as timid, shy and quiet, the young generation of Vietnam students are excited, motivated and confident to express themselves in a foreign language. This is an optimistic sign showing the success of effectiveness of Vietnam's innovative teaching methods.
What are your views on the capacity of Vietnamese students in learning a different language?
I love my Vietnamese students. They're very interested to learn. They're very enthusiastic. They're very fun to be with, so, and they're very determined to learn. Really, they really spend time to learn English.
From the previous clip, we got to understand more about your creative teaching methods. So could you share more with us about it?
Well, here in my center, it's very nice to incorporate technology with teaching, because we have facilities like internet, TV. We also have traditional materials like whiteboard, paper, and books. So we put them all together and come up with this very interesting and very innovative method of teaching English. Before, if you see, we used Skype to talk to someone, or to talk to a teacher, or to talk to another student from other part of the world. We use interesting PowerPoint presentation. We teach kids how to present using these PowerPoint presentation to build up their confidence and to build up their speaking skills in English.
What do you think are the benefits that kids will have when they interacting with technologies at the same time learning English?
Well, if there is technology in the classroom, I believe the kids will have access to very important information about English, and it makes the lesson more fun, it makes the lesson more effective, it makes them more interesting to learn, it makes them more interested to learn.